The next thing that I see that beginner boxers do, the big mistake is they go to the internet and just try anything they see. You know what I mean? You just go on Instagram and you see a guy with 150,000 followers that he paid for. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know if those followers are real. And he's teaching a technique. And because you think he's an authority, you just start doing stuff, right? Without doing the proper due diligence to find out who is this guy? What has he done in the sport? You see what I'm saying? And then really paying attention to what he's actually teaching. And does it make sense? We can't just go on the internet and think that everything on the internet is correct. We have to understand that the internet is the best tool created, but at the same time, the most dangerous tool created. It can be used for the good and it can be used for the bad, right? You see somebody on the internet doing stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's toxic. And then you see somebody on the internet that's trying to do positive. The internet can be used however you want. But this is the problem. Guys monetize stuff that they learned or they think they learned because they just want to get views, or they have a product they're selling, or they trying to get their channel popping. No different than what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to get views. I'm trying to sell my product. I'm trying to get my content. But I'm doing, the difference between me and them is I got a resume, right? I have integrity. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Okay. And the thing is, I'm not just doing this for views. I'm doing this to change lives. I'm doing this to help people really learn the game the right way, because I know what it feels like to be in a gym and have a trainer not pay attention to me. I would have probably been one of the better professionals. I'm not going to say a great professional. I probably would have had a better, I would have been a better, I would have been, for one, I would have been a professional. For two, I would have been one of the better professionals had I had a support system. Eddie Chambers knows I did this by myself trying to learn this game. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, I was so passionate enough with boxing that I continued to educate myself, even though I never became what I wanted to as an athlete. And I took that same energy and put it into coaching. And everything I wanted to accomplish as a coach, I have that I did. I wanted to be a world champion boxer. Guess what ended up happening? Became a coach of a world champion, right? I wanted to be on HBO and DAZN and ESPN when I was an amateur, saying one day I'm going to fight on those networks. Well, DAZN wasn't out yet, but you know what I mean? Guess what? As a coach, I've done all of those things. So I still got blessed in one way or another for staying true to the game. You stay true to the game will stay true to you. But you can't just go on the internet and emulate anybody, especially when you have access to a guy like me, a guy like Eddie, and you guys can actually say, you know what, I'm just going to listen to the right people. Now, I'm not saying everybody on the internet don't know what they're talking about, because that's a lie as well. But what I'm saying is you have to know who you're listening to. And then you have to be smart enough to do your due diligence and say, how can that actually work in a fight? How can that actually work in a fight? That doesn't make sense to me.